Hello and welcome back to the channel, friends. It's good to be here. I hope you're doing well. We are jumping into some more fun with Terracards here today, folks. Starting a new farm aptly named AP. That's right, AP. And you're probably wondering, what does AP stand for? Well, let me show you. AP stands for apple pie. That's right, folks, apple pie. And a few observations about apple pie. It sells for a whopping 300 gold. That's a very good sell price for a product in this game. 300 gold. And what do we know about creating apple pie? Well, it requires a pie crust and apples in an oven. The apple's real easy to make, obviously. It comes from an apple tree. There's ways to boost the production of our apple trees, which we'll look at doing. And then there's also the pie crust. Now, the pie crust is a little more complicated, but ultimately, it's not too complicated. And there's a unique thing about the pie crust itself as well, in that it's made in a centrifuge with flour and butter. Now, let's think about this for a second. The flour, obviously, is produced from wheat going into a mill. The mill is a 2-island radius structure, right? Well, the butter itself is created from scalded milk, which is the cow product that goes into the melter. And the melter itself, folks, is also a 2-island radius structure. So I'm thinking there's a way we can get like a super diamond build going on here and really maximize our apple pie production. And that's what we're going for here today. So with that being said, if you are new here, or maybe you're just kind of drifting by, maybe you've never heard of Terracards before, maybe you're just, like I said, just drifting by, maybe you just randomly clicked on the video, or maybe you are an awesome repeat viewer. Whatever your situation is, if you are enjoying the content, please consider becoming a subscriber if you're not subscribed yet. Just trying to grow this channel a little bit. We do some fun things on the channel, like mess around with some Terracards builds. Just have in general, we just try to have a good time here. And if you're having a good time and if you're enjoying the content, please consider joining our awesome community of awesome people. Now, with that out of the way, we are going to just kind of get an energy infrastructure down, get our water infrastructure down. We need some water, of course, to support the cows and apple trees that will undoubtedly be prevalent on this particular farm today. So that's kind of what we're focusing on. We're going to use our water wells early on to just remain stable in the water department, but they are anything but a long-term solution for water. So you all know what we're looking for, of course. The watery tree. A solid card. A favorite on the channel, the good old watery tree. So keep our eyes peeled for that. And we need to obviously get a pretty nice wheat foundation as well. So I'm targeting wheat. Definitely targeting some silos. Medium fences as well. All solid options here. So I think I'm going to go... I'm torn between the medium fence and the silo. I think I'll go medium fence. That's a solid selection. Especially because we're going to need a lot of cows as well. So we have this island all beasted up. Look at the production on that wheat. Getting 6 per. Be nice to find a way to kind of rope in some blue wheat into our overall mill build as well. But might not be possible. We'll see. I mean, it's definitely possible, but might be mildly inconvenient. More sunflowers. They're just hooking up the sunflowers today. We need blue wheat. We need a watery tree. But we could go with some more sunflowers. Sure thing. Sometimes, folks, you just got to take what the game gives you. And the game is hooking us up with sunflowers here today. So we're all in. We do need the mill. Absolutely. We also need some apple trees. So I'm going to go with the apple tree. I think that's a solid selection. Again, sticking with this theme of just simply taking what the game gives us. I'm trying not to go into water purgatory, though, here. Veganism, it would benefit us temporarily for sure. We have elite cows, which is excellent. We have the cow deluge. Let's go with elite cows. I think it goes well with our kits. We're obviously going to focus pretty heavily on cows here in the mid-game stages. Sheep, peanuts, grapes. more sunflowers, field wheat, just regular wheat. I mean, we can grab it. Really need a water solution, though, before I keep playing water-intensive crops. Here's a water solution right here. Watery tree. You bet. And that's going to go nicely on our central island here. Just have to get it in our hand without breaking the bank. Field peanuts, corn. Here's some blue wheat. Tremendous. You just love when the game hooks you up. So we get a watery tree down in the nick of time, folks, and you love to see that. And let's throw our wheat down as well. The blue wheat obviously enables us to just continue to expand. The sunflowers really go well with the blue wheat. Just boosting it to the moon, which you love to see. And we're going to take more wheat here, folks. The name of the game is wheat. The name of the game is apples and cows. So I think we have a little bit of disposable income here, so we can go ahead and kind of build out our build. So this is going to all be wheat here. And the idea behind that is to get our mill right here, so it all mills into one central location. And then I'm thinking probably oven right here. I think that makes the most sense. And then we'll start getting our apple trees on this island here. I think that also makes the most sense. And then we can throw some cows right here. So let's get our first fence of cows here. They're still wearing their nice little holiday hats. You love to see that. And folks, there's some steam about version 1.3 of Terracards here. So get excited for that. I think it's going to be, based on what I'm hearing, and this is, just kind of rumblings from the developers on Discord, but it's going to be a significant update based on what I'm hearing. So really excited about that. Of course, stay tuned right here to this channel. We'll get you nice and updated on all of the changes, all of the new additions revolving around the 1.3 update. And of course, into the full release of the game. Exciting stuff happening in the Terracards realm. That is a certainty. And if you don't want to miss it, or if you have fear of missing out perhaps, don't you worry, this channel will keep you nice and updated. So if you're a fan of the game, consider this channel a resource for all things Terracards for sure. We play a lot of Terracards here, as you fine folks already know. And I'm just happy to provide the content for you. So let's get our oven in place. We did get the oven. And we can go like cow, right? We have plenty of fences, which is great. We need a fuel solution, so we're looking at a fuel solution here. Water chicken mill. Why don't we get our mill? It won't take away from the fact that we, of course, still need a fuel solution, but that's okay. Cow deluge. Black water. Tropical soil. So our end product is going to be a processed product, right? The apple pie. So tropical soil will do well for our blue wheat production, but it's not going to do well for any product that is processed, like in a mill or in an oven. So that's kind of off the table. I do like the idea of going cow deluge. I mean, the water cost is scary, but there's ways to offset that. Such as with the lake. I mean, we could just get more water than the cows require and be okay in that fashion as well. So I'm going to go cow deluge, and I'm going to keep a close eye on my water cost here. Yeah. So it's steep, but that's all right. Let's throw our mill right here and keep playing wheat. Cow deluge is definitely one of those ones that it's super effective, but you got to be careful for sure. Popsicles, we could certainly grab some popsicles as well. But where's the optimal location for our popsicles? It would be paired with the apple tree. Let's roll by that for now. More sunflowers, more medium fence, even more medium fences. So I have 2 in my hand. I mean, ideally, I could use like 1 more. More sunflowers. Yeah, let's get more sunflowers. That's going to help us just increase our water production. So we'll do that for sure. Again, we are building with a focus in mind, but we are also taking what the game gives us. Sometimes you just gotta do that. More apple trees. You bet. We'll grab some more apple trees. Also had some wheat on the field there. Another solid option for us. And I'm going to build my islands like this. I'm going to keep a few spots open for water tanks if we can secure some water tanks. And the idea there is, of course, to increase the production on these apple trees. If you look, they don't produce really all that well. I mean, 6 is decent, right? But we want more. And the water tank will help us achieve that. Here are some lakes. I mean, this would give us a nice clean build. For sure. So if we think about it, if we go fence here, and even a fence here, we could go lake. I think taking the lakes is the right play here. For sure. So let's get a lake there. And let's get a lake here. And I'll kind of hold off on playing the remainder of my lakes. Because I might want to incorporate some barns as well. We'll see. More sunflowers. I mean, we could go with more sunflowers for sure. Really need a fuel solution to begin the processing phase of this. Need a melter as well. So let's think about this here for a second. Yeah. I don't think we really need the sunflowers. Famous last words, right, folks? As I'm running out of water. Here's some water tanks, though. We'll definitely take those. And this gives a nice, mighty plus 20 production buff to our apple trees. You'll love to see that. Now they're at 26. Let's throw another one right here. Actually, let's maximize. Let's throw it right here. I don't think we'll be seeing the last of the water tanks, which is great. Here's some giant cows. We could certainly use some giant cows. In fact, we have a nice spot for giant cows right here. And why don't we go ahead and expand here, and we do have another medium fence, so we can expand here as well. Getting some prime real estate on the lake. Right by the apple trees. Monstrous production from our giant cows. Monstrous production from our regular cows as well, for that matter. Alright, watery tree. Yes, we'll grab that. History shows that it's just a wise choice. So let's throw that there. Get a nice water increase, which is what we need. We do get the melter. That's tremendous. And we also secure home sweet home. Yeah, we're going home sweet home for sure. I mean, Rabbit Apprentice is another one that would have been great. But we're going to get home sweet home. And now, once we have the fuel, we'll see all of the milk produced by the cows turn into scalded milk here. Sheep, more apple trees. You bet, more apple trees. Can't make apple pie without apple trees, folks. So that's what we're going to do. Let's rock and roll on some apple trees. You bet. And then I believe another opportune location for some apple trees. I mean, we could throw them right here, too. Silo. Yeah, we'll grab some silos for sure. Why wouldn't we? It's part of the kit. So we could go monstrous with our blue wheat right here by throwing a silo. So let's do that. You see the water production double for us. This is going to be wheat. This is wheat. So we could go with another silo right here. That, of course, secures just more wheat production for us. And I think I can safely hold on to this remaining silo here. But this is all just gravy right here. All gravy. It's free production. No water costs associated because of the lake. Another water tank. You bet. Although that biogenerator was pretty tempting to grab as well. But I think we made the right choice with the water tank. Alright, we are looking to kind of get this launched into orbit here. And what we need to do that is we just need fuel and some further processing. So fuel cow is not going to get us fuel without a fuel source. We also have the barn here. I mean, there's an interesting play with this. Like right here and right here. Why don't we grab the barn? let's just maximize the production our cows are going to give us. Fuel infuser, just regular cows. Yeah, we need some more cows for sure. So let's go ahead and do that. And with Home Sweet Home in place, we have so much real estate. Some nice snowy pastures for our cows, of course. More medium fence. More wheat. We also get the bio generator. Where would the best place for the bio generator be? And if we had blue wheat in place... More wheat. I'll take the bio generator. I think it's the right play, for sure. Now we just need something to put in the bio generator. Blackwater, the Miracle, and Bright Corn. With our water surplus, the Miracle wouldn't be a bad choice. Blackwater will simply destroy us. Let's go Bright Corn, though. And here's some fuel corn. We do have a melter. I think that's a fine fuel solution. So why don't we go ahead and proceed in this direction here. It will take a bit of expansion for us, though. So that is one call out. Unless we get a melter right here, start putting field corn right here. I think we could do that to lessen the overall expansion cost. So why don't we do that? So let's go field corn there. Whenever we get the melter that's currently in our hand, we can put that in place right there on that island. We do have another medium fence. Let's go ahead and grab that without hesitation. Here's the melter. Let's get that in place, and that does resolve our fuel. So now we are going to be milling flour. We are going to be scalding milk. And of course, we're going to get tortilla production. So let's just kind of see what happens here. Yep, tortillas. All of the apples going directly into the oven and not selling. Definitely something that needs to be fixed here. But with our fuel online, right, we no longer are able to sell our apples, which is interesting. Alright, Crusher, Giant Sunflower, Banicula. We have just regular sunflowers here. It's not really what we need anymore. Here's some fuel wheat. This is going to go well. For sure. And what we can do, we can throw... Could throw a bio generator right there. Could also expand upward and throw it right here as well. Because I don't necessarily want it consuming this field of wheat, if you know what I mean. But a double expansion is also expensive. So why don't we wait just a little bit here. Let's wait until we get another revolution and get our bio generator in our hands, which we get now. So I think with kind of what we're making, 14k, let's do the costly expansion. Alright, Crusher, Fuel Infuser, Peanuts, Antenna, Pasteurizer, Centrifuge. This is absolutely part of what we need. And we're almost ready to kind of take this to the next level. So Centrifuge is going to go here on this island with the mill. And the idea behind this, of course, is to... I'm going to change the melter priority to 1. Water cow, oven, juicer, scarecrow, blue wheat, more blue wheat. Definitely use some more blue wheat. We also have more cows here. I'm going to go more cows because we don't actually need the blue wheat. We could use it, but we don't need it, if that makes sense. And we have a little earthquake here spotted in the north. Alright, so the centrifuge is going to go here. And this has to be priority 3. So it should, the flour should mill and then go into the centrifuge. And the scalded milk should melt and then also go into the centrifuge. So we should have some liquid butter and the flour securely in the centrifuge. Of course, we'll see. It is Terracards after all here, folks. And we are getting some liquid butter, which is some good production. On the backs of our mighty cows, 992 units of the liquid butter. That's good. And we get the fridge here. So that's excellent as well. And what we can do with the fridge is we can, of course, start making butter. And butter is, of course, the key component in making the pie crust. So let's get the fridge online. Let's keep playing our cow friends here. Got a mighty fence right here. Alright, so there's the butter, there's the pie crust, and there is the apple pie, folks. We have an apple pie spotting 177 units, and it's selling for a nice and rich $53,000. You love to see it. You love when things come together, of course. And things are coming together here for us now. So I believe the wheat and the flour production is actually holding us back. So let's look for opportunities to, of course, increase that. I mean, we could go real crazy and get another barn. Don't really think we need it at this juncture. So let's just kind of see what else we can get. Maybe we can secure some wheat. Maybe we can get some wheat expansion action going on. We'll see. More medium fences. Goodness. Here's some wheat. Yep. We're just looking for the most basic of the basic here. So, let's see here. Field grapes, paste bloom. We have plenty of sunflower, so why don't we go with paste bloom? And if we just assess what we have here, right? So, I mean, we have excess butter even, so it's definitely the wheat that's holding us back. So let's get some more wheat. There's ways to do that, of course. This is a good way to do it. Just getting more silos. More silos equals more flour. More flour equals more pie crust. Crap collector. Is there a play with this? I mean, not really. It's a really strong card, truthfully, but I think we're going to roll by it. Philippines fridge oven. Fisherman hut. More wheat. You bet. A prescription right now from the doc is more wheat here, folks. Definitely also looking for more apple trees, although we don't really need apples. More water tanks would be real useful in boosting our wheat production for sure. So we're going to play a water tank right here. Just a no-brainer. 88. We can complete our little build here. Although it is not apples that are holding us back at all. Fuel wheat does produce into flour. So we're going to grab that because it's a 20 stack. Tremendous. So we'll actually throw that right here. That's on the silo. So you love to see that. Doesn't quite produce as good as the regular wheat does, but I'm more interested in the 20 stack, of course. We're going to throw another medium fence right here. More silos. Could definitely grab more silos, right? I mean, we could. Yeah, sure thing. Let's grab some more silos. You bet. More silos, more wheat. So I think an ideal spot for another silo is right here. Because we want to start putting wheat here, here, here. Right, this little two-structure area of the mill. We want that all wheat. So wheat expansion actually would be a pretty nice one to get. If the game would be so kind in 8 turns here. We'll see. And I'll also throw another silo right here. Just to double the production. Silo right here, you bet. More apple trees. We're in on the apple trees for sure. We are in on the apple trees, folks. watery tree. Don't need it. Just don't need it. Need more wheat, and that's what our objective is. That's what we're gonna do. I think probably the most optimal way to just help this go nuclear is to somehow integrate your blue wheat and the sunflower and the boosted production, like 92. That's just monstrous, right? And the silo. Like, integrate all of this into your flour production. If there's a way to do that, that would be probably the most ideal way to do it. Because it just gets such boosted production from the presence of the sunflower. Olive tree mixer, soy, blue wheat. Yeah, we'll take some blue wheat. It's wheat after all. Energy spring, chocolate addiction, black water. I just don't I just don't trust Blackwater. I just don't, because if I select this, right, I believe we just go in the negative. And then we get like a sudden Armageddon event or something. I just don't trust it. So I'm not going to select it. I'll do chocolate addiction. It won't do really anything for us, but I'll grab it. I'll grab it. Alright, so for additional wheat, let's take a peek at how we're doing here. So now we have an abundance of flour. We have pie crust and butter that is not processing into apple pie. I think it's safe to say that we are now short on apples, because I don't see any excess apples to sell here, right? So we have to be observant. We have to understand... Throw blue wheat right there. We have to understand exactly what we're short on so we can try to maximize. So let's see what's going on here. All kinds of pie crust, all kinds of apple pie, excess flour, excess pie crust. The pie crust and the apple make the apple pie. So it's definitely the apple that is falling behind here. So let's see. I mean, arboreal bounty would be an option to boost our apple tree production. These cows right here, man. 100 production and 108. Just mighty with that barn on them. Okay. So let's throw a blue wheat there. Let's continue to expand our islands. I'm trying to think if there's a way. I don't think so. Let's go blue wheat here. It's not super useful on its own, but that's okay. More giant cows. Maybe we can get into some more apple trees here. Could also go corn. But I don't think we need it. Fuel cow. Yeah, we'll take a friendly fuel cow. Very useful on a biogenerator. So let's keep playing some wheats. Got a nice spot for a fuel cow. Right here. There you go, buddy. Let's see, how's he producing for us? 310. Tremendous. More fuel wheat here. Didn't even realize I still had that in my hand. Alright. Pastor Banicula sugarcane. Centrifuge transport tube. More blue wheat. Yeah, we'll take some more blue wheat. And then we're looking for apples, folks. Keeping our eye out for nature's candy. The apple. So my question for everybody today. In a previous video, I already asked what your favorite cake is. And I extended that to your favorite pie as well, right? Because we can't just keep it at cake if we're talking about sweets, baked goods, right? So I extended it to both pie and cake. So I don't think it's fair, really, of me to ask what your favorite pie is again, right? So my question for you is, what is your favorite complement to pie or cake? What I mean by that is, do you like ice cream? Do you like, I don't know, fruits? What's your favorite compliment to your sweet treats? Personally, for me, I mean, if we're going all in, right? So if we're considering apple pie as kind of our, like, that's what we're going with. We love our apple pie. That's what we're going with, right? If we consider that, then I would say give me a nice scoop of vanilla ice cream, for sure. Give me a nice slice of warm apple pie, you know, an American staple. Give me more apple trees, for sure. But then give me a nice cold scoop of vanilla ice cream. So good. You got the warm with the cold, and it just creates a very enjoyable experience that's hard to ignore, for sure. Alright, we grabbed some more apple trees. I'm kind of holding out for a water tank on this island here. If we can get one, that is, of course. A few more fuel cows that we just don't really need. But they're there as an option. Why don't we take them? And then this island, the production chain on this island is complete, so we can just build out some more apple trees that, you know, admittedly don't produce all that great, but that's alright. Dionysian Rites, Tropical Soil, Bunny-like Carrot. Dionysian Rites is low-key really, really good. And we also added the cross when I was talking about your favorite sweet treat compliment. We added the cross, which doubles your wheat production. So that gives you more water if you're using watery trees and blue wheat. It obviously gives you more flour. You can see we have a great abundance of flour here. Now we have an abundance of apples, and we don't seem to be producing apple pie anymore. Looks like the flour is going to tortilla production, of course. So let's make oven priority 3. I don't know if, like, placing other things on the island, like, disturbed the program, you know, the script. Let's see, we're gonna have to tweak this, though, because we're making everything we need for apple pie. It just doesn't make sense that we wouldn't be making it. So let's see. It's always a mystery. Yeah, this just doesn't make any sense. Alright, so what happened? I just don't understand. So the flour is going from the mill into the melter, of course. But then we also have some excess flour left over to sell. Just doesn't make much sense to me. We have a bunch of apples. So it looks like it's all going in the oven. I saw flour going into the oven there. We're not making tortillas. Scalded milk, right? 29 tortillas. Not really a game breaker by any stretch. It's like 60 units of flour. For some reason, we're just not producing apple pie anymore. Baffling. I just don't understand. Just don't understand, folks. It's a real head scratcher. Let's see here. Beans, black sheep. I guess we'll go beans. I'll play my corn right here, actually. Getting mighty production with that. Bright corn buff, of course. But I'm more concerned about what we have going on here. I just don't understand. Butter flour in a centrifuge. It's like the priority of the centrifuge isn't being realized, and we're not making the pie crust because all of the raw ingredients are going to the oven. So I changed the priority of the oven to 1. And then our flour, instead of going to the centrifuge, which is on the same island as it goes to the melter. It just doesn't make any sense. And I don't understand what changed. There we go. It looks like produced a little bit more, but still no apple pie. It doesn't make sense. Make it make sense to me, folks, because it just doesn't make sense. How you can be humming along, producing a mountain of apple pie one moment, and then the next moment, just absolutely nothing. It doesn't make any sense. I don't know what broke. I just don't know what broke. It seems to me that when I started placing apple trees on this island, that's when things started getting weird. But the priorities of the buildings didn't change. We're doing fine on resources. I just don't know what's going on. So I'm just trying different things here, see if we can get it to work. I mean, ultimately, we need... What's this going to do? It's going to cause the oven to just eat our materials and not return on our investment. Really, really interesting stuff here today, folks. But it is Terracards after all. It is an early access game after all. There's definitely opportunities to further understand. Hopefully the development team can take a peek. And make the game better for all. My island space is kind of maxed out. Excuse me. Sorry about that. My island space is kind of maxed out, so it's hard to really add like an additional production chain. You know what I'm saying? Can't really add another oven. Can't really add another centrifuge. I'm kind of stuck with what I have here. Here's some water tanks. Guess we'll take those. What do you think, folks? What's your opinion of what's happening here? So I saw some of the flour going into the centrifuge. Is the butter going into the oven? Real tough to say. I mean, we're getting raw butter. Mill, fridge, centrifuge, melter, oven. I mean, this is basic stuff. What if we just turn everything to 1? Let's see what happens then. Rabbit apprentice, we'll grab that. A whole lot of nothing. I mean, the butter production's good, so I guess there's that at least. But yeah, help it make sense, folks. Help me out here. Am I just thinking about this completely wrong? Or is there something off? I think there's something off. It's the only thing that makes sense. And it's hard to make money without your staple crop, right? Or your staple product, I should say. Really hard to make money when you've been bereaved, if you will, of your apple pie. It's always a dark day, folks, when you have been bereft of your apple pie. But we do have a lot of cows that we're getting every single turn. Maybe they can help us make some income. Hard to say. $110K just isn't going to cut it. Easter Bunny could bail us out, but what's the point? I wanted to make some apple pie, not chocolate, you know? Unless, of course, you like apple pie and chocolate together. Or I suppose just chocolate at this point, because we aren't making any apple pie. And I just don't understand why. In fact, even with like such cow presence here, you know, cows are a pretty strong animal in this game, right? They produce really well, especially with all their buffs and the buffs that we have, Deluge and Elite cows, right? You throw in the popcorn buff in there, you got a little home sweet home action. And you're sitting quite pretty with cow production. Get a little barn action going on as well. But there appears to be something. I mean, we're making a nice amount of butter for sure. But I don't think we even make it to the next round of taxes. I think it's safe to say we absolutely would have. $126K. Now we're making... We have some excess liquid butter for the popcorn. You know, that's solid. Love to see that. The taxman cometh and taketh the rest of our income on a formality. Because the game just decided to break for whatever reason. Hard to say here, folks. It's hard to say. But I think just overall, right, this build is definitely functional. It's a nice looking build. Nice and diamond shaped. Nice and symmetrical. I think a way to maximize is obviously to get your blue wheat and sunflowers involved. Get a little silo action involved as well. Like maybe make your opening island blue wheat. You know, go blue wheat here, sunflower here, silo, silo. And just have monstrous wheat production right here. Use water tanks to maximize your apple tree production for sure, because the apples are ultimately what will lag behind once you get a bunch of cows in the field and a bunch of wheat production on the field all siloed up. And also the cross as well. Cross is huge to add to this because it doubles your wheat production. And I think there was a good span of turns there where we were making some good apple pie for sure. We were just kind of jamming out, just gelling, just having a good time. And then, I don't know, the head-scratching thing that tends to happen sometimes, I've noticed especially with the oven. So maybe it's the oven. I'm theorizing maybe that it's the oven that is causing problems. I don't know. But what I do know is we're not making pie crust, even though we have everything we need to make the pie crust. And therefore, we're not making the apple pie. The oven just kind of sucks everything in, and that's it. It was doing it on priority 1. It was doing it on priority 3. Really hard to say what's going on here, folks. It's really hard to say. But it's another day in Terracards nonetheless here, folks. And we are looking forward to the 1.3 update, of course. Looking forward to the added features. Stay tuned right here to this channel. We'll keep you covered. We'll keep you updated on the new additions to the game, of course. And continue to provide some regular Terracards content. A little disappointing here, folks. Definitely a little disappointing. But I think apple pie can absolutely carry you. I mean, it'd be interesting to see what our production numbers would look like for apple pie right now at day 170. When the build's pretty much complete, right? We have everything in place pretty much. Just going through the process of filling out our cow fences with, you know, the rabbit apprentice that we have here. Wheat is nice and maximized, especially with the cross. The apples are nice and abundant. It seemed like placing apples here and here started to cause some problems. And it's really hard to explain why. Maybe I'll go back and take a look at the video. Try to see what happened. But regardless, this is our apple pie empire. Well, the apple pie empire that was anyways. And ultimately, I hope you enjoyed yourself. I hope you enjoyed the content. If you do, please consider becoming a subscriber to the channel. Be happy to have you. And I'm going to get out of here now, folks. So wherever you're at in the world, have a great day. Have a great night. Enjoy yourself, and we'll catch you in the next video. Thanks a lot. Bye.